Hey everyone, you know my stereo setup here. It's analog, it's old, circa 1977, I think, including these pieces here. Of course, not the CD player. The CD player was my wife's, probably comes in around 1990 or something like that. Your typical black box kind of stuff. But it's good, it suits the purpose. The thing that I want to show you today is this little guy right here. I'm going to zoom in on it. It's called the Logitech Bluetooth adapter. So here it is. You can tell by the size of my hand just how big this thing is. Let me see if I can find something else. Here's a DVD case. Let's pull out some Simon and Garfunkel. So it's about the same size. I'm not going to unplug it for you guys because it's all... Sorry, my piano. Sorry, but I'm not going to unplug it because I've had it in there for a while now. I'd actually show you the packaging, except that I threw it out because I've had it for about 2 months. I wanted to give it a good test run. It's got the 2 RCA cables in the back. It also has the power cable back there. And I believe, yeah, it's also got like a phono or whatever you call that, like earphone in kind of a thing. So you can actually run it through that little thin one as well. I mean, I don't know how much of an audio guy I am that I don't know the right measurement or what to call that, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So here it is. Here's the Logitech Bluetooth audio adapter. What this does is it takes my old circa 1970s analog stereo and it enables me to pick up a digital signal. Now I wanted to use this for the purposes of what are they called? Weblogs and stuff like that. I wanted to be able to listen to podcasts and all that sort of stuff. But it's also great because when I pull in radio stations from elsewhere, not from my receiver, so when I don't use my receiver to pull in radio stations, but instead I switch where this is plugged into here, so it goes all the way back into one of the auxiliaries here, I can bring up any digital signal that I'm broadcasting through my iPad, or you could do it through your phone or whatever Bluetooth signal you want, even your computer. Like you can even do it from your desktop. My desktop's right here, but I don't use it for those purposes because the desktop is just fine. I don't listen to music off my desktop. I simply want to be able to listen to the podcast. That was the primary reason, but also some digital content that I'm getting over the online, so to speak. So let me just power it up. So it's on the switched. So when I turn it on, it will come on. And you should, there it goes. You can see the little just lit up there. So that's it there. And you can push this button on the top to try to connect to something, but I never had to do that. I've never pushed that button because as soon as I turned on my iPad and searched for it, it found it and I made the connection. So 2 things. First of all, the quality of it is, I would say, out of 10, it's probably about a, let's go for a 6, a high 6 or a low 7. So what I mean by that is the sound quality. This thing definitely works, but the signal is so-so. Better than good, but it's not great. So be prepared for that. But again, if you're listening to the spoken word and you're not all audio filing your digital stream here, you're probably going to be fine. It depends what you want to use this for. The second thing that I wanted to say was that now that I have my iPad, which is actually doing the filming here, so I can't do both at the same time. Otherwise I would record some sound here, but it's my iPad that this picks up on. So every time, theoretically, if I was sitting there on the couch listening to a YouTube video on my iPad and someone turned on the stereo, my iPad would cut out. And the signal from my iPad would immediately be picked up here because I have this on switched. Okay, so it automatically comes on. When the stereo goes on, it'll pick up and cut off my iPad. The only thing that's been weird about that is that if I am listening to something on my iPad broadcast through here and in my speaker system, sometimes if my iPad goes to sleep, and this isn't all the time, but sometimes it cuts off. The signal just stops. Now, it's usually about 20-25 minutes in, and it's not for very long. So is this little fella worth it? I would say yes. I was looking at some YouTube videos about how to make this sort of thing by, there was a Harman Kardon receiver, and there was another one. Basically, they're from the dashboards of cars, and you can purchase them, or if you have some sort of wrecked car, you could go in and rip the thing out. But basically, you'd need to get it from the dashboard of a car where it picks up your phone and Bluetooth connects you in your car. You need to rip that out, and you need to sort of rewire it. And I really enjoy that kind of thing. But then when I saw that they're actually producing this little fella, I think this is the only one of its kind right now, although I wouldn't be really shocked if you start seeing 5, 6, 7 options on the market. But you know what? For a Logitech product, this is about $50, just under $50 in Canada at Best Buy. So probably about 25 bucks in the States at a Best Buy or whatever sort of electronic place you might look. I think if you're going for that spoken word, don't try Frankensteining pieces together. Just go for it for your $25 American or your $50 Canadian. Pick up this little fella and it'll probably do the job for you.